You're listening to the Substation Gaming. I'm Black Chestnut. With me, I have Ricola.
Hello.
And today we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Direct, the one on February 8th,
The good one.
2023. It was
It was
cool.
good.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah. Before we get
The-
into talking about all the stuff, you want to just cover generally what are your thoughts on it? Were?
It was good. I mean, when Zelda's the least exciting thing in a direct for me, then they probably did something right?
Yeah. Yeah, this Direct was really good.
A lot of remasters, if I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, lots of remasters. Although that's pretty usual for a Direct.
Not a complaint. Good games that are getting remastered at least.
I feel like recently all the Directs have had like a very consistent theme. This one was definitely like detective games.
Yeah, we had a few of those.
Yeah, there was like at least 4 detective games.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is that better than farming games?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because the Direct before this was all farm games.
A lot of farming games.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Do you want to talk about Pikmin 4 now?
Yeah, Pikmin 4.
Okay. You can talk about it.
Let's start with. You have a dog.
Yeah, they added dog Pikmin.
There's only one of him.
Yes.
He's Dog Pikmin. That's his name.
Yes. See, the Pikmin franchise is about growing an army of plant twinks.
Yes.
To go and attack, the creatures.
Yes, that is exactly what Pikmin is about.
Yeah, I haven't played Pikmin, so this is just what I can glean off of watching.
Pikmin? I'm actually shocked.
Yeah, I never played Pikmin.
Oh wow, I've played one playthrough of 1. I don't want to go back because that game's terrifying. And I played 3 back when that came out.
You didn't play 2?
No, I've never played 2.
That's surprising.
Because I never bought the Wii version, and I can't imagine playing Pikmin without the Wii remote, without pointing gyro controls. It feels too weird.
I mean, you still have a Wii.
I do, but I don't want to hunt down a copy of Pikmin 2 on the Wii.
Is it available digitally on the Wii U?
Probably.
Yeah.
Pikmin 3 is on Switch.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. 3 was great. This will probably also be great. I believe they're bringing back a lot of mechanics from 2 for this one as well.
Yes. They're bringing in the new Ice Pikmin.
Oh, yeah. It's like the Rock Pikmin, but cold.
Yes. Yeah. As we know, Twinks are very vulnerable to cold weather.
Is that true?
It is actually true. Due to their low body fat and lack of body hair, they're easily susceptible to the cold.
Okay.
It's true.
But we finally get to play a Pikmin game at nighttime, though. We get to see a Bulborbs become freaking terrifying.
Yeah, because we always knew that at nighttime the Juggalos come out.
The Juggalos, like the fans of what's that band?
Insane Clown Posse.
Yes. Okay.
At daytime the jabronis are out, and at nighttime the Juggalos come out.
Watch out.
Yeah.
They're scary. They got clown makeup.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it's a new Pikmin game.
You're a jabroni that leads an army of twinks.
Yes, that is exactly what this game is about. That is what Olimar. Olimar is a jabroni. By the way, what is it up with like first party Nintendo games somehow make the Switch look like it can have like beautiful games? Like this looks freaking gorgeous.
It's because they have good art direction.
I mean, it's true.
Yeah, I mean that's why like every game that's on the PS5, well, not every game, but you know most of them look ugly, even though they have like 4K graphics and shit. It's because they have bad art direction.
I don't
That's
know.
why Demon
like,
Souls, the original, still looks better than the Demon Souls remake.
If only that game ran at more than 10 FPS.
Exactly. I mean, I only played the remake because it was actually going to be in playable frame rate plus no loading screens. You know? Otherwise, I would have just played the original.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the original has a very gray look, which is a good. I mean that in a good way. It has an aesthetic that they kind of lost. But no, like for real, like this looks really high fidelity, and I don't know how Nintendo does that with their first party games. If no other dev on Switch seems to manage that.
It's because they're developing it solely for the Switch, and they know the hardware in and out and whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, when we get to like Prime Remastered, I've been playing that. That looks freaking absurdly good on Switch. Like, I haven't like any stutter on it. It's freaking beautiful.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Pikmin 4 looks pretty good. They brought back the dungeons from 2.
Yeah. Which I've heard are terrifying.
I've heard a lot of mixed feelings on the dungeons. Where some of the dungeons are good, but then some of them are really bad.
Yeah. I appreciate them. They're fun. Even if I've only seen Pikmin 2. I haven't played it.
You literally just said the other 5 minutes ago that you didn't play Pikmin 2.
I've seen Pikmin 2. I haven't played it. Some dungeons look cool from what I've seen. I played Pikmin 1, which is just you running around in terror, and then your time runs out and you die.
Yeah.
3 was mainly just kind of Pikmin 1 structure, just without a time limit, which is appreciated. Seriously, Pikmin 1 is the most stressful freaking game. And if you don't, Olimar dies if you don't do everything in time. It's scary.
So it's just like every other RTS.
Sure.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, you know what? Is Pikmin it is an RTS.
It
it's
is
just
an RTS,
weird.
yeah. It's just a real time. It's just like it's kind of like an action RTS, but without the action element, you know?
Yeah, it's just a strange game because there is nothing that's kind of plays the same as Pikmin.
Because there's other RTSs that are on consoles and whatnot, because it's a genre that usually doesn't make its way to console, but when it does, it's usually in the form of having a person on the ground that you're controlling who then controls the other dudes. You know?
Yeah, because
that's usually how they do it, and Pikmin is obviously doing that.
Yeah. It's just strange because it doesn't have like any sort of like base building and stuff, or a lot of stuff that's like typical of other RTS. It's very unique among itself.
Well, I mean, they cut out the base building, but they still have the resource collecting and resource management.
Yeah.
Well, less the management, more the collecting.
Yeah. I mean, you got to manage your Pikmin.
Yeah, but those are your unit management. That's a little different.
Yeah. But yeah,
other
than that, the only other thing is there's a big fat Bulborb that gives birth to other things. So look forward to that in Pikmin 4.
Yeah.
Or pre-order now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna move on to our next game.
Yeah, let's move on to the Xenoblade DLC.
There's a roguelike mode. That's probably neat. I don't know. I haven't played 3.
Yeah, I don't care too much, except for at the very end with the last wave expansion, they revealed Chad Rex.
He's got a goatee now.
Yeah.
He has the same voice, just like deep. It's great.
Yeah.
It's actually beautiful. Rex deserves this after being Rex in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. He deserves this.
It's just so fun. Everything about this it's so funny.
Yeah, they gave him he's like buff and got goatee. And he's got 3 wives now. Just that's really what happened.
You could tell the developers got really mad about all like the fucking cuck shit people were making about Rex, so they made the fucking harem ending canon.
It's beautiful. It's no, they were planning it from the start when he says, "I love everyone. I love all of
you guys." Yeah,
he wasn't lying.
It's so fucking epic.
But that's really all I have to say. I haven't played Xenoblade 3.
Ah, yes. The developers were really based for this one.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a big Xenoblade fan. I tried one. I didn't really like the gameplay at all. And so I stopped halfway through-ish. Like, I got 45 hours in, and then I was just like...
45? That's really... JRPGs are a funny genre.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I put 45 hours in. I'm a big fan.
Yeah. I mean, the story wasn't bad. It just wasn't good enough to keep my interest through the gameplay I didn't like, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Half-Dig. I bought that like back on the Wii, back when it was like expensive and rare.
Mm-hmm.
I never got around to playing much of it, and now it's on the Switch. So,
yeah, I'm not a fan of like the Final Fantasy 12 style, like single player MMO type combat. It just kind of feels like the worst of both worlds, you know?
Yeah.
Where it's not action and it's not turn based and it's just nothing. You just kind of stand there and then the guys will hit them for you just by holding down the button. So, like,
yeah.
Like, there's worse combat.
Worse. Yeah, I played worse.
Like 15, like Final Fantasy 15 has worse combat, but that's like the lowest possible bar.
15's is just trying to be flashy. It's like...
Well, it's hold down the circle button and then watch an anime fight scene cutscene happen.
See, and that's awesome during the boss fights, but then it's like during the regular combat, it's kind of
boring. Awesome during the boss fights.
Yes, it is. You're flying everywhere, and it's like phew, phew, phew.
I don't know. I don't think I ever got to a boss fight. It was too bad, you know. I couldn't keep playing.
But when you're fighting just like a cactar, it's kind of lame.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the whole
15 is one of those games where it's
half of it is like hammer space and blinking around everywhere and switching weapons, and you can't really take advantage of that in a random fight against just a normal
Well, that's because
monster.
The blink attack mechanic doesn't work 80% of the time.
Yeah. It's jank.
Yeah. Anyway, we don't need to talk about why 15 is bad. Instead, we can talk about
Amigo is good.
Yeah. Monkey Mondays. Oh, yeah.
I've been wanting to play Samba de Amigo, but you can't, like, emulate it or anything because you need the maracas.
Yeah.
Now, with the power of the Nintendo Switch's gyroscopes, you can have maracas.
Oh, yeah. You can play as a monkey in a banana costume.
Yes! And, yeah. Samba de Amigo, I think it's self-explanatory. You just shake maracas, like, you got it.
Yes.
It's a new Samba de Amigo game. It's got a bajillion songs. I want to play it. That's it.
You know what's funny? I feel like this isn't gonna do super well, and for one reason, it's because it's probably gonna have a shit ton of licensed songs, right?
I think a lot of Samba de Amigo is original songs.
Okay, but are they gonna be like copyright claimed at all?
I don't know. I think it's mostly original though.
You see, it's totally up to that, because whether or not it's gonna have a ton of licensed music in it or not is gonna determine whether or not streamers will play it.
It will be fun to watch. Yeah, if this is streamable, that would be fun to watch. Just seeing people shake their arms around trying to play the maracas. Yeah. That would be fun.
And as we know, games that don't have streamers play it don't financially succeed. No, it's very important
Persona 5
factor.
is still unstreamable, I think.
I mean, people People stream it. That's
people cheat, yeah, but Atlus is very adamant that you're not supposed to stream after chapter 1.
No, those people are stupid.
You can't even use the share button on PS4 or 5.
Yeah, well, nobody cares. Yeah, but whether or not they get, the copyright claim by Led Zeppelin or not, then that's what actually matters.
I don't think there's any Led Zeppelin music in Samba de Amigo.
Yeah. Okay, but what about Metallica
composed the soundtrack?
Yeah. Well, it said that had a lot of different genres in it.
Yeah. But, I mean, I think that would just, so that they don't appear, because if they just do, like, Mexican music, it's really like, ugh. A game called Samba de Amigo and made by Japanese dev, it's awkward. So they got to put a bunch of cultures so it's not too awkward.
Yeah.
You know what's weird? Amigo is like a Sega mascot, despite he's like in every Sega crossover thing, but I don't know. There's like 2 Samba de Amigo games.
Well, it's more like it's just notable enough that people kind of remember him if you remind them that they exist. Okay. And it's also like Sega, they just utilize everything they have.
Yes, yeah.
It's not like they have a ton of stuff outside of, Sonic and Yakuza. I mean, they have a lot of stuff, but
It's a lot of stuff that you don't realize is Sega.
Yeah.
Like, they own Miku.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, also Sega Rhythm games. Can we just get a new Space Shuttle 5, Sega?
Go do that,
nice. Please. Or just the port. I mean, maybe porting the second game is awkward because Michael Jackson's in it. There's probably some rights issues there. but there's plausible deniability because they only call him Space Michael. They never say Michael Jackson out loud. Just call him Space Michael.
Yeah.
So it'll be fine, Sega.
Yeah, he's just like another guy who happens to be named Michael, who's a pop star.
It totally also goes...
Yeah.
There's literally a level where you have to do his hee-hees to the tune. It's such a good game.
Okay.
But that's Samba de Amigo. Next we have Drip Simulator.
Yeah, Fashion Dreamer. So this is being made by the same people who made the Style Savvy games.
Isn't that like first party Nintendo?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay, because there's music in Smash Bros with that. So
yeah. I don't know if this is technically first party Nintendo because it is, technically a different IP, but it seems to be in all purposes, just a new Style Savvy.
A new entry, yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. I only know Style Savvy from like the 3 songs it has in Smash Bros.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's funny. I don't know. It's like, I feel like I had something to say about it. And it's like, these type of fashion games, and right. Because I like fashion as much as the next guy, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of like dressing up my characters and whatnot. But when the only thing I do in the game is dress up the characters, I just can't get really invested in it, if you know what I mean.
I mean, that's like 40% of Animal Crossing, and I get invested in that. But that's also because you have some other stuff to grasp onto at first.
There's other stuff you're doing on top of that.
Like, you get to dress up cool and then go do your daily routine and make some money.
Well, yeah, it's like The Sims. It's like, am I going to have fun making my Sims and how they look and dressing them up and whatnot? Yeah, that's a fun aspect of The Sims. But it's more so fun because after I'm done dressing them up, I get to then play The Sims.
Yeah, I get to see them do stupid shit in that outfit.
Yeah. If it's only the dress up part, it's like that takes away a whole extra element that amplifies that part to be even better than it already was,
Considering how in-depth this looks, though, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's something I'd ever play.
And that's the thing. It's like, I'd love to have a character creator, costume creator, stuff like that as, intensive in like The Sims, and then have The Sims on top of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's like, you can't go this hard on it and then also have The Sims on top of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously these games still have a market because they all are very financially successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. And it's always funny because a lot of the dude bro gamers and whatnot, then they'll get to this part of the direct, they'll be like, who is this for? And it's like the answer to that is always women.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the answer every time.
It's just always so funny. I mean, this looks good. I'm not gonna
It looks polished.
Honestly, compared to the previous style Savvy
by...
games, it looks even better than all of those. You know.
I am genuinely impressed how in depth the outfits look. It's like 1,000 outfits. All of those look like they had 40 colors. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, and they actually look good too.
Yeah. It's like, jeez.
Oh my god, have you seen those fucking Astro Boy ass boots that all fashion Twitter's been wearing? Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, the problem is everybody's wearing them with normal ass clothes. Dude, you gotta be walking around with nothing but Spanx.
Yeah, Astro Boy just wears a Speedo.
Yeah, exactly. It's you're not wearing the fit right. You're supposed to be standing in nothing but skin tight underwear and those boots.
That's the drip.
Yeah, come on. You're not supposed to be wearing regular
Mega Man wears
clothes.
a morph suit.
Yeah.
And underwear over the morph suit and a helmet. He can pull it off.
Yeah.
There's a bit of variety. But you gotta color coordinate it.
How are you even gonna be pulling off the Astro Boy fit if you're not basically naked?
It's true. Why is Astro Boy designed like that? I guess he's easy to draw.
It's Japan.
That's the answer to everything.
That's the answer. I mean, it's Mickey Mouse fit drip, you know? Mickey Mouse wears nothing but shorts. Yeah. Shorts and shoes. That's all you need. That's the true peak fashion. Basically wearing nothing at all.
You have the shoes, but you need a shirt. You can't buy any food.
Okay, get one of those see-through shirts.
Oh man, I never thought of that.
Yeah. Did you drop your mic?
No. Oh, I must have just moved slightly and my mic moved slightly. It happens.
It sounded like something fell over.
I don't know if it sounded like it fell over.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Want to move on to Dead Cells?
Yeah, Fashion Dreamer looks cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dead Cells is getting a big Castlevania DLC.
Have you played Dead Cells?
No. I'll probably get around to it one day.
I've played it, but not a lot of it. I bought it ages ago, back when the full version came out.
Yeah.
But hey, this Castlevania fan service is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to see a new 3D Castlevania game. One that's an actual Metroidvania, like Metroid Prime is.
I'd like to see a Castlevania game in general.
Yeah. I mean, all that would be just like Dark Souls mixed with Bloodborne, but with a jump button.
Yeah.
You know?
Get on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
It can't be that hard to just make Dark Souls 1, but with a jump button.
Yeah. Get on it. I mean, Konami seems to... I mean, with how hard they're going in on Silent Hill, they seem to be caring about their franchises suddenly again, because I assume the pachinko market crashed from the pandemic.
That is so funny how Konami, stopped investing in games entirely, put all their investments into pachinko, and then the entire pachinko scene collapsed overnight due to a plague.
Because elderly people can't go out anymore.
And then the video game scene boomed because of it.
They're just like, shit.
It's so funny.
Get 5 developers to make different Silent Hill games.
Yeah. It is just the funniest thing ever.
It is the funniest possible outcome and the best possible outcome because we actually get to see Konami franchises again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. At least they're not like super like, they hold their franchises so close that they don't let anyone else touch them, because we still got the Castlevania Netflix show,
Oh yeah.
I only ever saw the first season of that.
I think I watched season 2 forever ago. I don't know.
I'll get around to it.
It's good. Yeah, they're not. I'm trying to think of like, I don't know. Like if someone approached Nintendo and wanted to make an F-Zero show, do you think that would never happen? They'd
never do it. No, never.
Even if there was an F-Zero show, that was only because that was back when that was a franchise.
Yeah, they would never do it at this point because they're like, well, we're not going to do a show if we're not going to make a new game with it, and we're not going to make a new game because we don't want to. Right? It's like a huge investment on an IP they don't care about.
Yeah.
That doesn't have its market relevance anymore because they stopped caring about it.
But it's like it's a racing game, Nintendo. Everyone buys racing games.
If they just kept making new F-Zero games to some degree, it would have just not lost relevance.
Yeah. I don't understand always game companies' decisions.
I don't know. I suppose they just didn't want to have more than one big racing game IP, and they just chose Mario Kart because it was more successful.
I don't know. I feel like F-Zero is a lot more appealing to more of a hardcore crowd. I don't know. There's definitely a different market for it.
But Mario Kart is just more successful.
And
Mario Kart appeals to everybody, Hardcore gamers play Mario Kart.
I like
casual
Mario Kart.
Gamers play Mario Kart.
I'm reinstalling Mario Kart 8 right now.
Yeah. Yeah, but we can talk about Mario Kart more when they get to that DLC. So I think we talked enough about Dead Cells because there really isn't much to talk about. We can now talk about Tron Identity. It's a new Tron game.
Does Tron get games often? There's like the Atari 2600 Tron game.
There's been games in the past. There is that one Kingdom Hearts 2 level. That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. And the Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance level where you get to see awkwardly hyper-realistic faces next to Sora.
Yeah, but that was also in, Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, with the Pirates of the Caribbean world. Just as awkward there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't have anything to say on this. Do you?
Who cares about Tron?
Yeah, nobody cares about Tron. Let's move on.
Did you know they're making a third Tron movie, by the way, starring Jared Leto? They just announced it.
That's odd.
I don't know why. Jared Leto, of all people. When will they realize that he's like...
Let me guess. In the Tron cyber world, he's going to be gray.
I don't know. That'd be too cool. No.
Yeah, he'd be Gray Leto. You don't need to Google Gray Leto, but you should Google Gray Leto.
Okay, I will after we're done speaking.
Okay. Anyway, let's talk about Ghost Trick.
Holy shit, it's Ghost Trick.
Yes. Quite cool.
Oh yeah, this is actually sick. I own Ghost Trick. I never beat it. Even if it's really good, but I just never beat it. It's one of those games where like I play it, just I want to pull out my DS. I'm just wondering how well this will work without a touchscreen.
Yeah,
because it's you tap on objects and drag towards other objects. So I guess you can do it on an analog stick, but I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, this might work better with a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, it probably will. Yeah, this probably will work really nice on PC.
In all intents and purposes, it's just a point-and-click adventure game.
Yeah, pretty much. Also, I believe like the entire dev team is like same as the Ace Attorney, so it's good.
Yes, I haven't played Ghost Trick, but I know about it. Everybody says it's good. I know it's good. No, I might get this.
Oh yeah, it's all about making giant like Ruth Goldberg machines to prevent deaths. It's very goofy.
And seems like caused them as well.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. You murdered this guy in the trailer we see with Wrecking Ball.
Wrecking Ball. Like the
But yeah, you gotta do stuff like I don't know, possess someone's roller skates while they're delivering chicken, and then like get them to knock the chicken over so someone moves out of the way of a truck that's about to hit the building. Shit like that happens. It's a beautiful game.
Yes.
I don't know how I feel about the visuals though, because this is like Ace Attorney. It's a game has very crunchy pixels, and this like it being smooth feels really weird to me.
I don't know. I think the smoothness looks really good, honestly.
It does look really good. I'm just used to the old look.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it makes the art pop out a lot more.
It definitely makes the like sprites during like dialogue and stuff look really nice. Those look great.
Yeah.
It's just like the 3D models and stuff. I don't know. I get used to it if I'm playing it.
I think it looks good.
It looks good. I'm just not used to it.
It's very cool that it actually is getting a remaster.
I know. I forgot Capcom hasn't acknowledged this game in like a decade. I think the last time Capcom's officially acknowledged it until this was Phoenix Wright having an alternate Keller costume in Marvel vs. Capcom. That was a Ghost Trick reference. I think it's the only time I've acknowledged it.
Right.
That's it. So yeah, maybe we'll even get a sequel someday. So go out and buy it, people.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was our first detective game.
Okay, now we're on to our next one.
Yeah, the second detective game they showed off. It's a Deca Police.
Deca Police? I think it's Deca, like, you know, like 10. I don't know.
Because there's 10 cops.
Is there?
I don't know. I'm just assuming.
So, this reminds me too much of Astral Chain, so I don't trust it.
Yeah, the main character has a cool red jacket, and then he turns into a cat plushie.
Yes. I'm trying to figure out what the plot is. So, they go into a perfect copy of reality to solve crimes?
Metal Gear Solid 2.
Okay.
That's all I got.
That's all I got. And it's also an RPG, I think.
Yeah.
Where after you solve the mystery, you gotta beat the crap out of the people?
Yes, because you're a cop.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Police brutality is part of the job.
Just making cop
Yeah,
games.
the easiest way to justify, you know, your random acts of violence in JRPG fashion, in, you know, an urban setting is to just have your protagonist be a cop. There you go.
I mean, yeah, or you could just be Earthbound.
Yeah, you can just make random encounters, just random people, and just have them beat them up and get away with it. You don't need to, you know, use logical jump. You know, there's no suspension of disbelief or any of that stuff.
No, none of that. It just, I get it. I understand my character's motivation entirely.
There's no, what's the fucking term?
Ludonarrative dissonance.
Ludonarrative, yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. There's no ludonarrative dissonance. You don't need to explain why you're getting into random encounters and then ending them with violence. In an urban setting, you know, you don't have to worry about it. Keeps it grounded in reality. Unlike Earthbound.
Earthbound is the American experience. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Hippies walk up to you and weird music
starts
playing.
There's the difference between this game. In this game, you are the cops who commit police brutality. In Earthbound, the cops are the random enemies.
There are random cops in Earthbound who are random. Oh yeah, I forgot the part of Earthbound where to get to the second town, you got to go to town hall, and then the cops freaking jump you for no reason.
Yeah,
I forgot that was in Earthbound.
And then you fight them one at a time.
Yeah, one at a time. Earthbound is still really funny. Honestly, mechanically, this could be neat though. Like a half like mystery game, half JRPG could be neat.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look too bad, but I'm not gonna play it because it's total propaganda.
Yeah, I know. Like, I already got. I gave Astral Chain the benefit of the doubt because it was a platinum game. Like, oh, I'll put aside having to play as cops if it's gonna be a cool platinum game, and then it sucked.
Okay. Do you want to move on to the Bayonetta game?
Yeah, this looks cute. Yes. I've seen it before, but it still looks cute. Mm-hmm. I still haven't played Bayo 3.
Don't worry, this is a prequel. You don't need to play Bayo 3.
I know.
You don't even need to play Bayo 1 for this.
No, you're gonna have there's totally gonna be context you're gonna need to play Bayo 1. I'm gonna be all the Cereza stuff and her mummy.
I guess.
It's gonna be weirdly confusing. Because I know there's gonna be like some weird shit going out of Cereza because she's time traveling for some reason in the first Bayo game.
Right.
Also, saying out loud in all this marketing that Bayonetta is Cereza is a major spoiler for the first game, guys. Come on. But this looks cute. I don't know. I like the art style a lot.
Yeah.
So soon after Bayo 3 is kind of weird, though.
I mean, I'm sure it was probably just a different team.
Yeah.
It's so different, it's a spin.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is like a totally different genre.
Yeah. Looks cool.
It looks cute. You run around, beat stuff up and solve puzzles. What more could you want? But yeah, I don't got much to say. We've already seen this before.
Yeah.
Next, I assume you'll have a lot to say.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have a good amount to say. So, Splatoon 3 DLC. I was not expecting him to announce the DLC so soon. I was expecting this to just be the next seasonal update.
No, you gotta pay.
Yeah, but no, it's the full expansion they revealed. So it's coming in. They said it was gonna be 2 waves. However, on the image for it, it shows 4 different wave banners with 4 different wave colors. So there's potentially 4 waves of DLC. Whether or not they'll be split into 2 different passes. Where the first pass is Inkopolis plus side order, and then we're gonna get a 3rd and 4th pass that'll be on a different paid thing,
Yeah.
I could see that happening.
The wave 1 is just a different hub, it seems, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome to see the Squid Sisters back. Like, that's awesome. But
yes, it's honestly pretty cool. Because you go back to Inkopolis from Splatoon 1. And so a lot of the store NPCs have either been replaced with new NPCs or have gotten a visual update. Like Annie is now in her gothic punk aesthetic.
Yes.
She just got a new outfit. You've got little Timmy and Tommy Sheldons.
Oh, so there'll be less annoying than Sheldon to help.
Yeah. They're not his biological offspring. They've confirmed this.
Okay. Owen, the most important character in the shoe store, the deep fried ball sack.
Yeah, I was about to say. Because he's totally a deep fried ball sack. Everyone was sharing around the one Saw image where it's like, as you can see, your nuts have been draped in milk and breadcrumbs. Next to you can see a KFC deep fryer.
And his name is fucking Fred Crumbs.
Yeah.
That's like probably the worst Splatoon pun. This is a series that has had legendarily bad ones, and that's the worst. Yeah. Fred Crumbs.
Yeah, on Twitter they explained that he's just a part-time worker there, but he's so committed to his job that he deep fried himself for the bit. But he's actually just a regular boy. Because I guess deep frying yourself with like breadcrumbs and stuff is just a body modification you can do in Splatoon. Like getting your ears pierced or getting a tattoo.
I don't want to think about Splatoon body modification. Like, how do they do haircuts when it's like tentacles?
I don't know.
But if it was just Wave 1, I would be like, it's not really worth the money. But this also comes with the Wave 2, which, this looks neat. It's Nier Automata.
Yeah. So this is very cool. So so you see what appears to be some kind of weird, fucked up recreation of the Splatoon 2 lobby.
Yeah.
And, hub. But the tower itself has been like rearranged and reorganized to be more orderly.
Yeah.
And since it's side order, it's obviously gonna be talking about like what if Team Order won the final Splatfest.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah.
I just realized that. I just put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. Because, it makes sense. I kind of expected this. Because we knew that we were gonna get like Octo Expansion-esque DLC based on Pearl and Marina. And
yeah, of course.
With the base game being Chaos, it makes sense that the DLC would be Order.
Yeah.
And so that's what we got.
I didn't expect it to be so ethereal and strange.
So there's been a bit of discourse on what the player character, who they're supposed to be, right? Some less people of, let's just say, less intelligence have made the claim that it's young Marina. No, those people may or may not have color blindness. Because it's very obviously not Marina in any way whatsoever, because their skin tone is completely different.
I'm going to assume that it's just another custom character that you make. Like they've done every other time. I don't think it's going to be the same Octoling from the from Octo Expansion. I doubt that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of evidence to support that. On all evidence points to it being the same. However, I think it's a clone of Agent 8. Yeah, I think it's a clone.
Okay, there you go. There's the fun. There's the fun idea.
Yeah, we're gonna get the Shadow the Hedgehog plot in. It's like Agent 8 androids. Am I an android too?
Yes.
Yeah. Because it goes through a bunch of flashing images. And one of the images shows multiple different Agent 8s standing in a line.
Oh boy, it really is going to be Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, so that implies, cloning and whatnot.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm pretty confident that it's a clone, and that's what we're doing, is because there's already a lot of build-up for clones in Splatoon, right? Little Judd, the tinier Judd, is a clone of Judd.
Oh, yeah.
In Splatoon 3, we go even deeper into that with the Marigold characters who are like the goldfish NPCs that stand around the hubs in multiple different locations and do different things, right? What's important to note about that is they are all clones of each other.
Creepy.
Yeah, and there's even a sunken scroll explaining that they're all clones of each other. So cloning and stuff has already been getting a lot of build-up already.
Yeah.
And Splatoon likes to build up all the stuff for the next plot point. Usually, right? They always do this, and then it always is very obvious. Right? If you're paying attention a little bit, it's usually easy to guess what's going to happen next in the story because they always give build up for it. Right? They had tons of build up for Grizz in Splatoon 2 coming into Splatoon 3, so it makes sense how that rolled around and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm predicting. I'm predicting clones. That's going to be the plot point.
That'll be fun.
It also makes sense for Order, Oh
yeah, everyone's a clone.
Yeah.
Order. Formity.
Yeah, that's
Octoling clones.
That's my prediction. I know the DLC name in some other languages translates to Tower of Order. And since it's obviously centered around the main tower, and there was also screenshots in the flashing segment of like elevator scenes, multiple scenes of entering an elevator, being in an elevator. We're likely going to be riding up and down the elevator in the tower, and each floor will likely be a level, you know?
Okay, yeah, like the subway and what's it called in Active Passion.
So that's probably going to be the main gameplay segment of the DLC.
Yeah, likely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't see the top of this tower in the footage, it looks like, so that probably just goes way up.
Yeah, so it could go much, much higher than the tower in Splatoon 2 ever did, yeah.
Yeah. Splatoon.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't bought 3. I'm sorry.
Okay. Do you have any other questions? You want to ask this? Yeah.
I get Splatoon. I know what they're up to.
Yeah, there's more stuff to say about it because it shows off like a lot of like bleached coral.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what happens to coral when the temperature gets too warm and all the fish leave. It actually turns white and dies and zombifies and stuff.
Spooky. What does it mean?
I'm not sure if it's supposed to be snow on the ground or sand. I initially assumed it was snow. But now it might actually be white sand.
It might be Stanford stylistic, like Splatoon, like aesthetic, like, you know, it's supposed to look like snow, but, you know.
I mean, there was a lot of snow in Alterna, but I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be fake snow.
When inklings dissolve in snow?
No, it's too solid.
Okay.
Too solid.
Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I don't got much to say about the Splatoon 3.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks neat. Very striking visuals. Splatoon has freaking good art direction.
What I do hope, and this honestly might be like Wave 3, is that being able to go back to Inkopolis lets us replay Splatoon 1's campaign in Splatoon 3.
Interesting.
Because they don't have to make it like literally doing it physically in the game. They could just be like, remember it. Because they've done that before. Where they would just go up to an object and click on it, and then you can replay a segment of the game, and it's not, and when you're replaying it, it's not like you literally redoing it. It's like framed as a memory. So
that could be interesting.
Yeah. That's what I hope. And whether or not they'll give it to us in the Wave 1 expansion, or maybe as the Wave 3 expansion, I could see that happening as well. But that's what I hope for. Because otherwise it feels very, like, hollow. Because it's like, because the Wave 1 of the DLC is for 2 main purposes, right? It's to, A, give people who never had a Wii U the chance to experience Splatoon 1 to some degree.
Yeah.
And 2, to have the people who did experience that get to re-experience it and the nostalgia and whatnot of that.
Nostalgia. Splatoon's freaking old now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's getting up there in age. I mean, the first game came out when I was 15. I'm now 23.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's old.
Yeah. Insert Weezer song here. Good Life, that one. Insert that Weezer song there. Boom.
Okay.
You know, the one that Funk always put as his outro.
Okay.
And then had to make a parody of it where he says he doesn't want to keep getting demonetized because he puts Weezer songs as the outro. And then still got demonetized even though it was just a parody.
That'll happen.
Yeah. Anyway, I think I've said about as much as I can say about the DLC for Splatoon yet, because anything else would just be pure speculation, and which is already all we've said. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely getting it. So, yeah. Okay, Disney Illusion Island.
This looks like actually a really cute platformer. I actually really like the visuals.
Yes, it seems to just be Rayman Legends, but Disney, or Mickey Mouse, you know?
And that's a void that needs to be filled, because Ubisoft ain't making another Rayman game ever.
Yeah. Honestly, this looks pretty fine.
Oh, yeah. Mickey's got an okay track. Like, Castle of Illusion, like the one Genesis one, that's still like supposed to be really good.
Mm-hmm.
I have the remake on Steam that I've never played.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Goofy's gliding animation, having a big mustard.
Yeah.
That's it. It's charming. This is cute.
Okay. And then after that, they showed off the Fire Emblem Engage expansion pass DLC.
No.
You can play as more.
You get a character of a gacha mechanic.
Yeah.
The character from the gacha game shows up and gives you a gacha mechanic, which is actually pretty funny.
Yeah. I haven't played Engaged.
I've heard a lot of people say it's better than Three Houses.
That's surprising. Three Houses was really good.
Three Houses was probably better than Fates, but I know a lot of people that don't like it that much.
Yeah. I don't know. I watched like an hour of Engage, and it just didn't really impress me that much.
It's another Fire Emblem game.
I might get it eventually. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just most of the cast seems very bland.
Yeah. Three Houses had good character designs. Look at that.
Like, the main character talks this time.
It's weird.
Yeah. I don't know.
Honestly, I'm fine with that.
Morality mechanic. I don't know.
Oh, Robin talked.
That's true. He did.
Yeah.
I like how talks. They have like actual voice acting.
It's crazy.
But thankfully, there's no new Smash Bros. DLC for the new Fire Emblem character to get put
Not yet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man. I wonder what the fuck they're gonna do for Smash Brothers with the Switch 2 in like 2 years from now.
Well, I mean, they'd be fucking stupid if Switch 2 doesn't have backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's an immediate rush to... I mean, yeah, Smash makes a lot of fucking money, but I assume they're also expensive as hell. Like, you could just still sell Ultimate. If they want to do like a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe thing where it's like, hey, here's Ultimate with some even more characters.
They might end up doing that, yeah.
I think like a full-on new Smash game. Honestly, I don't want a new Smash game because they'd almost definitely have to cut from Ultimate at this point.
Yeah, like, it's one of those things where it's like, now what?
Yeah, they called it Ultimate for a reason.
Yeah. Anywho, let's see. The next game after Gage DLC is Harmony: The Fall of Reverie.
Time travel thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a visual novel. It looks fine.
Yeah, it looks fine.
I don't have really anything to say on it, honestly.
Same.
And I guess we can just talk about Octopath Traveler 2.
You played the first one, correct?
Yeah, I played it. I didn't finish it or nothing.
I mean, the quality of this is mainly up to how good the individual campaigns are, isn't it? Like,
I mean, well,
I don't know.
It depends. Like, I didn't love Octopath Traveler 1, right? Like, the combat was fine, but nothing really melded together well, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, none of the campaigns ever intersected with each other.
Yeah, that's a...
It was very, like, the pacing was all over the place because it was non-linear and then had multiple campaigns. And none of them actually connected to any singular story, so... like,
yeah,
huge levels of jarring, like, tone, and there was just no pacing whatsoever because it was non-linear.
Because I forget, do you play through an entire campaign, or are you swapping through the campaign?
You're constantly swapping through other campaigns.
Okay,
so you'll just do like, hey, part 1. So each campaign is like what, 3 or 4 parts. You'll do part 1 of each campaign, and then you'll do part 2 of each campaign, and then you'll do part 3 of each campaign. And you're constantly jumping between which campaigns you're doing, and each one has like huge different tonal differences.
Yeah, like if it was really well paced, you could pull that off. But I think it would be better if it was just like, here's 8 bite-sized RPGs. Like that'd be, I think, way cooler.
That's what Live Alive does, right? Live Alive has, you do one campaign all the way through to the end, and then you do another campaign all the way through to the end, and then once you've done all the campaigns, there's a final campaign where they all like fuse together. You know?
Yeah, that's neat. That's
yeah.
And if they're not going to intersect an Octopath Traveler, which I don't know, you said you did finish it, maybe they do intersect at the end in a cool way or something, but I don't know.
I'm sure they intersect for like the final boss and that's it. But yeah.
Yeah, but like if it was just like kind of structured as 8 completely separate RPGs that are just kind of, you know, bite-sized by RPG standards, I think that'd be really neat. Like,
keep in mind, it is non-linear, so there is no controlled pacing. And on top of that, you also have this weird gameplay element where whoever campaign you pick for the very first one to do, they are your party leader, and they cannot be removed from your party ever.
Weird.
So there, you always have this one character who's just massively over-leveled compared to everyone else. And like on a gameplay front, I liked Octopath Traveler, but I didn't really love a lot of the level design, and I didn't love the stories that much because I couldn't connect with any of them because I kept having to switch my focus to a totally different one, and then I'd be forgetting what the fuck was happening in the other guy's story.
This is the Bravely Default studio, correct? I think it was.
I think so. I know it at very least probably shares some team members.
Mechanically, it's sort of similar. I remember the gimmick had something similar to the Bravely Default system. I can't remember exactly how it worked.
Yeah, it was similar. Yeah. And honestly, like, in terms of, like, graphics and stuff, it's like none of the games ever actually impressed me, right? For a $60 game that using sprite graphics, I should be wowed at every second.
Was it really 60 at launch?
It was 60, yeah.
It's still dislike the HD 2D, but 60 for that?
That's what I'm saying. You know, it's like this wasn't really worth $60. I see better sprite work in $20 indie games.
Like,
you know,
it's just like sprite work in 3D environments of a fuck ton of bloom and depth of field. Like,
exactly.
It's not that
you know, it's not actually impressive. You know. Like, compare this to SNK's best in terms of their when they were doing their sprite work, you know, with like Metal Slug and, you know, what's the fighting game franchise called?
Final Fight?
Final Fight, yeah. And you know, compare those, right?
Yeah,
those sprite works
are
gorgeous, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are just FF6 sprites.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like the boss sprites were fine, but they weren't like super animated. Like nothing was like actually animated. So you compare that to like say the sprite work in like any of the Metal Slug games, which are all super like high quality animated, on top of looking gorgeous on each individual frame, you know. And it's like this is just not actually that impressive.
I mean, they're going for that kind of Final Fantasy nostalgia look, but at the same time, that's not worth $60.
Yeah, it doesn't feel worth $60, and it doesn't even impress me visually for sprite works, because you can impress me with like visual sprites, right? You can do pixel sprites, right, in today's age and have them be visually gorgeous. And
I mean, these just don't like Owlboy or something.
Yeah,
it's like, just like you look at that, and it's like, wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like Owlboy is what, a $20 indie game, right? Yeah. And it has better sprite work than a AAA Square Enix title that's for $60.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I'm okay with a AAA game trying to sell me a sprite-based game, But you gotta, if you're gonna charge me $60, you know, you have to make it look visually gorgeous, right? I'm expecting AAA quality sprite work. Don't do sprite work to be lazy,
effects everywhere to make it feel expensive when it's like they're just kind of basic effects. It's just it just blew.
It's like none of the sprite art is bad, but I don't feel like it's great either, you know?
If it was on like SNES, it's probably like above average, but that's not saying much.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I expect this for like pixel remasters of classic games, you know?
Yeah, that's
like
fine.
What they're doing with the Dragon Quest III remake, where they're doing this style for that.
Did they do it with Live Alive?
That makes sense. They did it with Live Alive. That's what I'm saying. It's like Live Alive is just better Octopath Traveler. You know?
Yeah.
It's like if the options between like getting either Octopath Traveler 1 or 2 and getting Live Alive, I'd recommend Live Alive. Because it's
Live Alive cheaper as well.
It's cheaper and it's better. No? And it makes more sense for that style to look like that visually because it's a remake of a SNES game, you know?
Yeah. So it's kind of like a fun half and half, like between preserving the original art style and doing something new. That's kind of fun for that.
It feels more like in the same modern day remasters we've seen with, you know, other ones, like, you know, with the Metroid Prime remaster. It's very clear that they upscaled the visuals, but still kept it true to the original.
Yeah.
It's like that, but for sprites. And so it works. And these is just like,
you could do cool things with sprites now. You don't have to, you can actually use animation programs now instead of having to do it by bit.
Yeah. And I know I'm complaining about the visuals, but like my bigger complaint was definitely the awkward pacing, because it is non-linear, so the player gets to choose the pacing, but I don't know what the tone of each individual story segment is going to be.
It's luck-based pacing.
Yeah, because in one story segment, it'll be about the girl merchant trying to sell like a fucking rock to some guy. And then it's like with like a very low-stakes story. And then the other one will be like the dancer trying to sneak into a brothel to murder somebody.
Yeah, I played you get to start her story at the demo, and it's like brutal. And it's like really powerful. And it's like the other one, it's like, oh, I'm Nightman.
Yeah.
It's like that was what the demo was like. It was like, what? Like, are these written by completely different studios?
Yeah, like the tones, you know, they'll fluctuate crazily because some will be like very like, I must get from point A to point B, and that's my journey because I gotta go on my church pilgrimage, and that's it. And then the other one is like this epic tale of going on revenge for murdering her father's murderers and shit. You know, it's like,
see, that could be really fun if it was back to back. Like if it was paced, you play through a whole story and then you get something totally different. Like that could be really fun.
Yeah, because the player is the one picking the pacing and not the developers. You know, the pacing is just super jarring.
Yeah. So
where you can go a long time in between playing any individual chapter for that character, just because of how the order you decide to go in them in.
Yeah. I don't know. I assume the new one's probably doing the same.
Yeah. I mean, like.
But I don't know.
It's whatever. I'm not gonna get the sequel. I didn't like the first one.
$20.
I never finished you know, if I don't finish the first one, I don't get the sequel. That's how I roll.
That's probably a good rule of thumb.
Yeah.
I'll buy. But next, we actually get the best thing in the direct.
Yeah, Katamari Damacy reroll.
Oh, we love Katamari reroll.
Yeah.
The sequel.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been like, this has actually been like a bit of a dream game since Katamari Damacy reroll, because like I beat that, I was like, man, this is great, but why can't the better Katamari game be remastered? And now it is.
Yeah, because this is like everybody's favorite.
It's the best Katamari game, like no holds barred. Like it's just the first game with best shit done more stuff.
Yeah, because I think I have played
too.
This one. Because I definitely remember playing one of the Katamari sequels that wasn't the first game. And I'm pretty sure it was We Love Katamari.
Yeah, those are the only two in PS2. Just the original and the sequel. And
it was definitely We Love Katamari then. Yeah.
The PS3 games are weird, where they're kind of like half like anniversary games, like half the levels are like reuse levels and the other half are new. They're weird, the PS3 ones. But We Love Katamari is great. It's got so many more fun gimmicks. Like the first game, like there's a racetrack level where you're going super fast at a racetrack and you have scoop up cars, or where you got to get a bunch of flowers, or all that stuff. There's a lot more variety.
Yeah. Level where you have to catch like fireflies, and if you get something that isn't a firefly, you automatically end.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, they have the light levels where you gotta catch bright stuff too, and there's actually lighting, so your Katamari gets all bright and pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, We Love Katamari is great. I'm excited for Royal Referee to finally play as the greatest character in a video game.
The king of all cosmos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Reroll was good too. I played Reroll. It's just the original Katamari game. Slightly redone. It's not exactly upscale because they did redo the models to be slightly nicer, but it's the original game. So that's fun. This at least seems to be added to Royal Reverie or whatever. So there's some new content.
Yeah. Yeah, this is very cool. Very, very cool.
But yeah, I'm not saying much, but it was probably the most exciting thing in the direct for me, which there's a lot of other great stuff in this direct. I was just really hoping for this to get remastered. But yeah, I guess next we got an RPG.
Yes, Sea of Stars.
Didn't we see this a while back?
We've seen this a couple times. Yes. Yeah, it's been shown off a couple times. I've been following it since its announcement. It's made by the Messenger devs.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah. So it's actually set in the same universe as the Messenger.
That is neat.
Yeah.
Pixel art's real pretty.
Yeah, it's a Chrono Trigger style JRPG.
Is the combat full on just Chrono Trigger style, like turn-based? I couldn't really tell from the trailer here.
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Chrono Trigger style. But, not exactly. I'm pretty sure it has new mechanics and whatnot. There's a demo out for it, I'm pretty sure. I haven't tried the demo out.
Yeah, it said that there was a demo out, but I don't know, I haven't picked it up. Maybe I will.
Yeah. I'll probably pick this one up. I've been interested in it since its announcement.
But next we have Air Hockey Extreme.
Yes, Omega Strikers.
Now, the biggest stand-up to this is that Slime Girl design.
I was about to mention the Slime Girl design.
She's so cute.
Yeah. I can't. You like read my mind because I was literally about to talk about the Slime Girl.
This is free to play. This looks cute. Fun, like a older version. If it's not 500 gigs, sure, I'll download it and play it a bit.
Yeah. It's what if League of Legends was air hockey?
That is what it is. Although I'm wondering, why is there a pre-order option for a free game?
I don't know.
They'll probably give you a hat or something, but still, who does that?
Yes. So you can play air hockey as a slime girl or a giant hamster.
Yeah. That's also a great design. Big hamster. There's a character that just looks like Nanners. Just Nanners. Oh, by the way, did you hear Nanners is a new Yakuza game?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did see that.
But yeah.
Let's see if this lasts more than a year, like other live service games that got announced on Nintendo Directs. Yeah.
I have no problem with live service games if they're free, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, it sucks when they go down now.
I mean, I don't have a problem with them, but it's like last week or whatever, or the week before that, like 5 different live service games all got shut down, and they were all announced within like a year.
I forgot its name.
Yeah, like Rumbleverse or whatever, the one where you do wrestling moves on top of skyscrapers.
I believe that's giving a full refund to every player though, which is pretty sick.
That is cool that they are losing all of their money, but not the player losing the money. So that's cool.
I think that should be the freaking law. You shut down a game and no one can ever play it again.
Yeah.
Like that's bullshit.
Yeah, no, I agree. I totally agree. I'm not like saying that it shouldn't be done. I'm just saying it's just
happened before with another.
I was saying that it's like it sucks for the developers that the game flopped.
Yeah, crowded market. Stop making live service games, people.
At least we're trying. And that the dodgeball game.
Oh, did that shut down? No,
that shut down too. Yeah, Lucas's favorite game.
Poor Lucas.
I remember because I think the first Nintendo Direct we ever covered, like our very first video upload, that was announced in the Nintendo Direct, and now the only thing that lives on from that game was the fan art of the princess character from that Nintendo Direct.
Shit, I never played that game. I feel bad.
It's okay that Tomboy Princess wasn't actually in the game, so you didn't really miss out on anything.
That was like evil marketing.
Yeah. It didn't seem to work.
No, it didn't.
Who knew that advertising something that wasn't actually in the game doesn't sell the game?
But yeah, there's not much to say about air hockey. That slime girl design, she's cool.
Yes,
I'll download it for her.
Yeah, that's kind of my stance on it too. Hogger's slime girl design.
Yep.
Okay. Do you want to talk about Etrian Odyssey Origins Collection?
Yeah, Etrian Odyssey.
Yes.
Etrian Odyssey is always a series I've kind of like half wanted to get into.
I tried a demo out for one of them, and it was very hard.
Which has the same game. Yes, they're difficult. I've played Persona Q, which has the same gameplay. Drawing a map's fun.
Yeah.
I played, I never finished it, but I played Mary Skelter, which has the same gameplay.
Yeah.
First-person dungeon crawlers, they're fun.
Yeah, because it's a first-person dungeon crawler mixed with a JRPG.
Yeah. Which there's that's what SMT used to be actually before they went third person.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's very, immersive, fun. You get to go around your dungeon and get your shit kicked in by an FOE.
Yeah.
There is like the thing where this has like no main characters. You totally just make your party from the ground up.
Yeah, there's no like real characters. Your party members are just artwork of what the gender plus job they are, effectively.
Although
there is a bit of like variations with it because you can pick their like skin tone and whatnot.
Yeah. There's 4 art for each job and gender, I think.
Yeah. And they have like different recolors.
Yeah. That's neat. Honestly, making like, because I saw like an interview of like the director of the game or whatever, and he was like talking about like how you kind of just imprint your own story on it.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, your party's like you only have like 2 party members left, and they're totally gonna freaking die. What's going through their heads? Think about that while you're playing, and it's like, yeah, that's interesting. That's actually like kind of gets into like the tabletop RPG origins. It's cool.
Yeah, I love when JRPGs do that. That's like my favorite thing ever. That's like one of the big reasons why Dragon Quest IX is the best one, because it does that. It doesn't have any real party members. They're all custom characters.
Yeah, I mean, the appeal of a lot of JRPGs is the party interactions, so this is a very different appeal, but still, it's cool.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah. Like, for me, this is what I love,
Yeah. Yeah. Imagination.
Yeah. It's why I like, Final Fantasy 1 and 3 and stuff so much, because you just make your party and then give them the jobs you want. And they don't
I just
really
can't
do
think of
anything.
names, because that Tree Odyssey, like, up front makes you create, like, 40 characters for your reserves.
Yeah.
So it's like, shit, I can't think of that many names.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Neat all.
Yes. Anyway, do you want to talk about Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp?
Oh, but I forgot to say, I think all three of these together is going to cost like $80.
Yeah, and they're costing like $40 individually or something like that. So it is cheaper to buy all three. But it is
40 for an HD retro isn't like super egregious, but this looks like just an upscale of a 3DS game.
Like, well, they are originally DS games.
Okay, yeah.
So there is actually quite a lot of work done, because it is full HD artwork, and a lot of the artwork was redone and whatnot.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's a lot more there.
It's not as bad as Tears of the Kingdom costing $70, Nintendo. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Next, we have a game that's supposed to already be out.
Yes. Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp. Nintendo decided that world peace will not be happening anytime soon, and so they should just release their game.
Sure.
I mean, it makes sense that they had to delay it, but it's like
I understand why, but it's also, although April, we gotta wait that. Like the game's finished, right? Like now you're marketing it again. Just throw it out there.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not. I mean, I imagine since they were like, we're releasing it, they're like, I imagine this is just kind of like how they decided to squeeze it in, like the marketplace, whatnot.
Yeah, it's got a release
like
schedule,
other releases, because they're like, because they've delayed it indefinitely. So I'm sure they've been working on it somewhat since then.
Yeah,
polishing it up.
Yeah, we don't know. Also, it says you can design your own maps, share it with friends. I'm gonna make the worst thing I can imagine. It's gonna be a
penis,
a long line with a bunch of enemies. Take an hour to get through.
I was thinking a map shaped like a penis.
Penis
Island. Yeah.
There. Next we have
Kirby.
Man.
They never put penises in Kirby's. Just naked women.
Really? What?
You don't know about that one fucking like screen in like Dreamland 3?
Oh, shit, no, I don't.
There's like an entire like level that's the shape of a naked woman.
One second, I'm Googling this.
You can't see it unless.
Shit!
Yeah.
But this game won't have any of that. This game is wholesome.
Yes, it's wholesome. Chungus 5000
Genocide and new expansion.
Yeah.
Who wants to play as Malgalore? I don't want to help this fucker get out of hell.
I would assume a lot of people do. He's a very popular character.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah, they have the whole moveset from what's that? Star Allies. They can just use that.
Exactly.
So what's my motivation, though? Malgalore should stay in this dimensional rift.
The motivation is he needs to get out so he can reappear in later Kirby games.
Oh, okay, fair.
Yeah, this is just there to explain canonically why he's in later Kirby games.
And honestly, more Return to Dreamland content's fun.
Yeah.
Return of Dreamland's freaking amazing. I played that game so much.
Yeah.
As
someone who missed out on it mostly and only ever played it at your house, I'm very excited for the remaster. I'm definitely going to pick this up.
All the 2D Kirby games are great. This one just has just Return of Dreamland probably edges out as like one of the best just because it has a ton of, like, it's huge. Like it's like 8 worlds, and then you go to the other planet and get like 4 more worlds that are even harder. It's huge.
Yeah.
Like Robobot might be better, but that's only like 4 worlds.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm excited. I'm definitely picking it up.
It's Kirby.
Play it.
It's good.
It's fun.
Feels weird to see Kirby like immediately back to 2D Kirby after after Lost World. I want to see where the series goes next really badly after how freaking good Forgotten Land or whatever that game's called.
Land. You called it Lost World.
I called it Lost World. That's a Sonic game. Sorry, Kirby.
I'd say not even one of the good ones, but there are no good Sonic games.
All right.
Too much of a low blow.
Frontiers was good. Look at this Frontiers 2 that isn't on the Switch. That game could be so good.
Nah, they said they're going back to the adventure style and they gave up on the Frontier style. Yeah, they literally said that. It's like, we're going to give up on the Frontier style. We're going to go back to the adventure style again.
Fuck it. I mean, that's a win either way for me.
Yeah.
Just put Boost in the garbage.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Boost formula. Just they haven't. Half of the Boost games suck.
Yeah, they've gotten worse. Have you noticed that? Like overall, it starts off
I think it's
strong.
Like every other. Unleashed is really good.
Yeah.
It's a bit. It has some issues.
Like, you know, the daytime stages, yeah.
I like the nighttime stages. I just think the daytime stages are a lot better, of course. But
the nighttime stages are so long.
Yeah, I mean, Unleashed is a long game. I guess they wanted to just it not
it's
to be a
only
Sonic
a long game
game
because of the nighttime stages, though.
Yeah. The nighttime stages aren't unfun though. They're decent enough beat 'em ups. Like there's some okay combos and fun stuff in PS3 version. But Keller's is kind of bad looking back. It's really stylish and colorful, and it's just all normal Sonic, but there's so many shitty 2D sections that force you to just stop running and just do like some awkward platforming.
To be fair, a lot of classic Sonic games had that too.
They did, but classic Sonic's physics are a bit more fun for that. Like in Colors, you still feel like Boost Sonic. Like you still feel like you want to keep running and go fast, but no, you're being forced to just stop.
Yeah.
That in like Sonic 2 and 3, if you're good, you can blaze through the platforming sections. When Colors, no, you can't. Colors, you have to wait for the moving platforms to come over to you.
Yeah.
And then Generations is spectacular. That game's like just perfect. And then,
okay, this is too much Sonic talk for Kirby segment.
Get out of here, Sonic. He does it every time Sonic comes up. I forgot.
Yeah, I should have never mentioned it.
Right, let's get to Game Boy.
Yeah, let's just go to Game Boy. Kirby looks good. I'm picking it up.
Yeah, I probably won't pick it up because it'll probably be like $60. I'll pick it up eventually when I want to play Kirby.
So they finally gave us a Game Boy and Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
Have you checked it out? Have you tested it out? Because I haven't gotten around to it yet.
Yeah, they got me to buy the expansion pass for the GBA.
GBA is so easy to emulate, though.
It is, but I want to play GBA games on the go.
I suppose that's true. Whenever I try to emulate GBA games, I can never get the controller support to work. So I always have to play it on mouse and keyboard, and I had to implement a very odd control scheme where I use like the number pad as like buttons. I got it to work. Yeah.
What controllers? Are you using like D input controllers?
I was probably using like a PS5 controllers.
Okay, they don't play.
Or the Switch controller.
Windows doesn't play nice if you're not using an Xbox controller. That's not even completely Microsoft's fault. It's just that they made those the default, and so it's way easier to develop for them.
Yeah, maybe I should just pick up an Xbox controller just for.
Okay, no. The real trick is just get DS4 Windows, which tricks your computer into thinking that your PlayStation controller is an Xbox controller.
Okay, maybe I'll try that.
I just use
or
that.
Maybe I'll just buy the expansion to get the GBA games anyway. Then I can get like all the GBA games on the emulator.
You can play Final Fantasy V. That's not going to be showing up on here.
I mean, 5's already got a pixel remaster that I...
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I think I already bought it on Steam and just haven't played it yet.
These are apparently really good emulators, by the way. Like, there's a official like ROM that Nintendo used to test Game Boy hardware that people use as a kind of like an emulator benchmark.
Right.
And people have used it with this. This is completely indistinguishable from real hardware. It's 100% accurate. It's like genuinely like one of the best Game Boy emulators ever. That's kind of fucking insane. That's shocking that Nintendo put that out. It's about like kind of a track record they have.
Yeah, because that's the thing. It's like I don't necessarily mind paying for official emulations as long as they feel like official quality emulations. You know, it's like if I'm gonna pay for some emulations and a bunch of games and because of games, right? I want to feel like they're higher quality than the fan-made emulations. You know?
Yeah, like if Nintendo ever like does GameCube, for example, shit, they're gonna like have to work hard to live up the Dolphin.
Yeah,
like.
Because that was what was pulling me off about the N64 stuff was like a lot of the emulation seemed kind of meh, you know?
Yeah, since it's got me into buying the expansion pass, I also tried N64. Banjo-Kazooie emulates a lot better than any emulator I've used before.
Yeah.
Because most N64 emulators are just Mario 64 speedrunning machines.
Yeah. I might pick up the expansion pass for this.
Yeah. Their game selection's a bit slim, but they have at the moment. But they have Mario Land 2, which is the best 2D Mario.
Yeah.
And the GBA ones have Superstar Saga, which I was in the mood to play. So.
Oh, because they got Mario and Luigi. Yeah.
Also, I really appreciate Kururin, which I've never freaking heard of, but it's really fun.
Which one was that?
That's the one where it's just you're just a bar that's spinning around.
Right. That's it. That's the one where you play as that one assist trophy from Brawl.
Oh, they were in Brawl?
Yeah, they were like an assist trophy. Remember? There's assist trophy of the bar that just rotates, and I was just like, "What the fuck is this stupid thing?"
I've never heard of this game before, aside from that, then. But,
that's...
I appreciate that.
I immediately noticed that. I was like, so that's what that fucking thing from Brawl was.
What was the one shmup they had on SNES official? I'm trying to remember.
You're going to have to be a bit more specific to that. There's a lot of shmups on the SNES.
The one that they released officially on the SNES NSO.
I'm gonna have to be a bit more specific in that. There's a lot of those.
You know, I'm Googling it because it's gonna bother me unless I know it right now. Hold on. Cut out this 10 seconds where I just check.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Twinbee.
Twinbee, yeah, that makes sense.
That's like a game I would have never freaking heard of if it wasn't on. So I appreciate them like aside from just Mario.
I'm surprised you'd never heard of Twinbee before. That one's a bit like when it comes to niche games, that one's a bit more known of,
Yeah. I don't know. I've definitely never heard of Kururin. It's fun.
Well, I hadn't heard about it until now, but now I know what that Smash Brothers Brawl assist trophy is from. I immediately recognized it too. I was like, oh, that's the one. Yeah.
Now, if only we got that one game with like the devil, where he points. Did we get that one yet?
That one might be in the Japanese version.
Oh yeah, I assume there's a lot of NES and SNES games that we haven't gotten that Japan gotten. Like they've gotten like freaking like 5 SMT games.
Yeah. You can't download them because it's not a region locked. But you have to download the Japanese one and make a Japanese account and whatnot.
Yeah. I got a Japanese account. I'm just too lazy. Where's Metroid Fusion though? They show it in here that like, hey, we'll be having it soon, but I want to play Metroid Fusion right now, guys. Oh, also I gotta point out Mario Bros. 3 on GBA has the e-reader levels. That's neat. But yeah. It's nice to have these.
Yes.
I don't know. It got me to buy the expansion pass. It was less that I just bought it for GBA. It was more GBA's just the tipping point of, okay, fine.
Yeah.
An extra, I'll shell out $40 for this, N64, and some random DLCs.
Yeah. Anywho's. Want to talk about Metroid Prime Remastered now?
Yes, I bought this day of.
Yep. I'm waiting for the physical.
Yeah, that's coming 22nd, I think.
Yeah.
I'll buy that for you for a late birthday present. How about that? Sound good?
Well, how about this? Because I owe you a copy of Metroid Prime 4. Right? I'll buy the copy for myself, and then we just won't do anything after that.
Okay.
Now the debt is cleared.
The debt is cleared.
Because I owe you a copy of Prime. So instead of you buying me a birthday present, I'll buy myself the copy that I was supposed to give to you, and that will be your birthday present to me, and it will counteract the copy I owed for you.
Your birthday present to yourself is getting out of debt. This is really good though. It's just like, oh, Prime with good controls feels so nice, and it like every other area I'm just like in awe, like just how nice the lighting is. This runs 60 FPS even in like handheld mode. Every model is like redone. Like, oh, it's freaking beautiful.
Yeah, it does look really nice. I'll probably wait till Kirby comes out so I can buy both of them together.
Ooh, those would be a nice palate cleanser for each other.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, hey, when's Prime 2 and 3 now?
Yeah.
Also, I think this has all the control options. I think this has the motion controls for Prime Trilogy and the original GameCube controls.
Nice.
So everybody's happy.
Because I imagine the gyro controls would be nice.
Yeah. I think it has 2 gyro controls. I think it has gyro controls with just like, you tilt your Switch. And I think it has the Prime Trilogy controls where you point and stuff.
Right.
I haven't tested out. I've been too busy playing the game to check the options.
Yeah. Because I'd probably want to play with some level of gyro on because I'm a Splatoon head.
I mean, to be fair, with the lock-on, you don't even need nice controls for this game.
That's true. It's a lock-on centric shooter.
I mean, I've never been bothered by like the GameCube controls. It's just this makes the platforming a lot easier though, like using the right stick and jumping, like because you can
yeah,
kind of move around.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and here's a tip: you can shake the Joy-Cons to jump when you're in the morph ball. I didn't realize that until like 15 hours in. I haven't put 15 hours in. This game's only like 15 hours long. But yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was funny because it got leaked like the day before the direct or whatever.
Did it? I didn't see anyone talking about it. This
I did see someone.
Out of nowhere to me.
I did see someone say they're going to do a Prime like the day before the direct. It was like, okay, in the direct they're going to announce Prime Remastered, and it's gonna drop day of digitally, and then the physical release is gonna release like 2 weeks later.
Okay.
I distinctly remember seeing someone say that.
Okay.
And so when this happened, I wasn't even surprised. I was like, "Oh, here's the Prime remastered." Yep.
I didn't watch a direct live, sadly. But
and then I was like, okay, they're gonna shadow drop it digitally now, and then 2 weeks later they're gonna release it physically.
Yeah.
Figuratively.
They're release it figuratively. They'll be like, it's in stores, guys, and it won't be there.
Yeah.
Our next game
is another detective game. Master Detective Archives, Rain Code.
It's by 2Q Games, which is both the creators of Danganronpa and the creators of Zero Escape.
Yes.
The last game they was World's End Club, which I still need to get around to.
Yes. This is very obviously Danganronpa.
Yes, this one. They didn't hire the Pokemon artist for this one.
Yeah.
Just like, fine, let's go get that Danganronpa money again.
Yeah. My favorite part of the Fanboy Chum Chum opening is when they say Danganronpa.
Me too. You know, do you know how many freaking mystery visual novels I have to play? I still haven't gotten around to like AI, the Somnium Files. That got like a sequel last year. Like, I had so many to play, guys. Slow down.
Yeah.
I never beat the third Danganronpa game. But I don't know. There's a lot of Danganronpa fans out there. They'll be buying this.
Yeah.
I like Danganronpa too, but it just...
I mean, honestly, I'm more interested in this than I am in Danganronpa, because I don't care for Danganronpa entirely because it's a death game, like plot scenario, right? And I'm just not a fan of that plot archetype, you know? Because it's just like, well, I cannot get invested in any of these characters because at any second they can die and never come back.
Well, that's the gimmick, is you do get invested in them because you care for them because they're gonna fucking die.
But it just makes me like, no, it's like, okay, I know all these characters are gonna die, so I'm not gonna bother to get invested in them, you know?
And they do always pick the worst characters to be the last survivors.
Yeah. Like, to me, it just makes me lose interest instantly because it's like, well, I don't care. They're all gonna die, then I don't care, you know?
Hey, this is a stupidly big spoiler for Danganronpa if anyone's actually listening, but I do want to say V3 really subverts that in a really cool way. Because, like, you know, you'll always get attached to the protagonist, right? Like, they're not going to die.
Yeah.
And then at the beginning of V3, in a first case, it turns out your protagonist was the murderer the whole time, and they die immediately. Which fucking caught me off guard. That gut punch. Like, that is a really neat way to subvert that, like, expectation. Like, oh, okay, I'll get attached to protagonists because I know they won't die.
Yeah.
They're dead. That, and also the way that they were committing the murder the whole time with you controlling them. Like, you were setting up, like, stuff to set up the murder without the player realizing. It's really neat.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm more interested in this than the Danganronpa because this is just a detective game.
Yeah.
It's just murder mystery, you know. It's easier to get invested in the characters because I don't expect them to just spontaneously die at any moment.
I mean, they will spontaneously die at any moment.
Yeah, but then it's done decently and not, you know, it's like just, you know, what I expect.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's an actual twist and not a ticking time bomb.
Yeah, it's not.
It's total difference, you know. It's like it's the difference between telling your audience on the preset that's like all the characters are gonna die and some of the characters are gonna die, you know?
Yeah.
Right, when a character dies in JoJo, you know, it's not expected.
I assume less of a percentage of the cast will die in this game compared to a Danganronpa game.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, this one looks fine.
Yeah. I still need to get to World's End Club.
Yeah, anyway, Benten Kaitos 1 and 2 HD Remaster.
These are good GameCube RPGs. I've always heard good things about. They're neat.
Apparently, the speed run for it is like 200 hours long.
Yeah. Because the shampoo takes like 300 hours or something to evolve into hair.
That's not how shampoo works.
That's what happens in this game, though. And you need to put 300 hours of in-game time. It can't be just like waiting in menus.
That's crazy. Yeah, 2 week. Yeah, I've heard that. It's like a 2 week long.
The guy who holds the speedrun world record, he said on launch he will be speedrunning this. So looking forward to that. This still has such that PS2 era JRPG look, by the way.
Yeah.
No, that look. I can't put it in words, but it's that look.
It's probably because it's a PS2 RPG.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I'm trying to figure out what that aesthetic, what's up with that aesthetic. Like, why do they all look like that?
Because that's what they could afford to make them look like.
Okay.
I mean, this was just the style of the time, you know. It's like,
yeah,
you're making a 700-hour game, you know. This is just what they look like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Bankaidos in HD. Sure.
Yeah. Let's just move on.
This next game caught me off guard.
Yeah, Fantasy Life 2.
Or no, it's Fantasy Life I.
It's Fantasy Life 2. The girl who steals time.
This is kind of concept. When I saw the trailer, it's kind of like fucked me up. It's like travel through time, go back in the past, and make it however you want. That feels like an abuse of power. I don't know.
Is it?
But also awesome.
Yeah, I tried the first Fantasy Life, and it was just kind of like, I don't know.
Are we among the like 6 people on the planet that have played Fantasy Life?
I mean, it sold enough to get a sequel.
Yeah, like 10 years later.
Has it been 10? It hasn't been 10 years. It's been like
let me go check.
It's like an older 3DS game. It was like, what, 2013? Oh, God. That's 10 years ago.
2012.
That's 11 years ago. Ah! Okay.
Yeah. It's been 11 years. I played it like the third world.
Yeah, I didn't get very far into it.
It was very charming. You run around, do mini games.
Yeah.
There's an RPG plot vaguely going on.
Yeah.
I'm kind of looking forward to this.
I probably won't pick it up, honestly, but I don't think it looks bad. It's one of those things where it's like, this should be up my alley, and I just can't care, you know?
Yeah. I need something to fill a bit of an Animal Crossing void, and I don't want to put another 1,000 hours in Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
This has a bit of that with some RPG flavor, too.
Anyway. Yeah. I don't have much to say on it.
Yeah.
You want to just talk about Professor Layton?
Yeah, he's back.
Getting a new Professor Layton game. It's quite exciting.
You know, we've been getting new Professor Layton games like every couple of years. It's just they haven't had him in the game.
Oh, that's true.
Just no one played them because of that.
I mean, most of them were like on mobile.
Yeah, a lot of them were kind of mobile spin-offs and stuff. Like, so.
Yeah. But this is exciting to see a new console Professor Layton game.
It is. I hope it actually takes place at their unwound future, because that's the last game in the timeline. It just ends with Professor Layton taking the hat off and crying, and that's the end of the series canonically.
Yeah, I think I'll pick this one up.
Yeah, same. Because I already own every original series Professor Layton game, so I got to get this out of obligation, even if I've only beaten like 3 of them. Yeah, it's Professor Layton. You can't go wrong. Just they'll have some puzzles. They'll have him doing some goofy stuff. I think Luke is supposed to be an adult apparently now. That's That's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
Mm. When does Professor Layton take place, by the way? As someone who's played the series, I have no clue.
Oh man. Let's see. It's
because it's like the new world of Steam, like is Steam power new? Because you had cars.
Yeah, it's like it's before that. It's like, you know, it's obviously maybe like 20s or like give or take 10 years. Like it kind of feels like it takes place during World War II, but in a universe where World War II didn't happen.
Oh, I forgot he met Phoenix Wright as well. Yeah. So it takes place in the near future, where course of law goes super fast.
Oh, man.
Hey, where's our next Phoenix Wright game, Capcom? Get on that, Capcom. Go. Can we just get like be like the DS era? We just got like a new Ace Attorney and a new Professor Layton like every year. That'd be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Professor Layton. He's back. Nice.
Yeah.
Next we got Mario Kart.
Yes, new Mario Kart DLC, a new course, not a old course.
Yeah, looks nice. Josh Allen, Kimmy, and Birdo.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Which Birdo wasn't already in the game?
Yeah, I was like, wait, Birdo wasn't already in?
Yeah. Like, I would have added Birdo before, like, any of the baby characters, personally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I guess I have this expansion now because I bought. I mean, I bought the.
Yeah, I haven't bought the DLC for it, but I might get the other thing, you know, instead and get it.
It's Mario Kart. That's all we need to say.
Yeah, the new course looks cool.
Yeah.
And then there was a sizzle reel, and we don't need to really talk about any of that.
I think the only new thing in here that we haven't seen before was Tales of Symphonia. It's getting a remaster. That game's already had 2 remasters, so
yeah, it's whatever. Anyway, final thing, Zelda. Okay, so what are your thoughts on the Zelda trailer?
I'm as excited as I was before, which is to say, yeah, it's Zelda.
Yeah.
I like
this trailer.
He had a drone at the end. He was flying around on a big drone. That made me laugh.
Honestly, considering the game comes out in 3 months, this trailer felt really weak.
Yeah, like, can they just give us like the opening 20 minutes, like the Great Plateau of this game? That's all I want. Like, I just want to see like the gameplay loop.
I don't know, because they're just like they're showing off so little and explaining none of it. On top of that, it's like they're just showing, but they're not telling at all. And then what they're showing is just kind of like you can make a car.
Yeah, like we see glimpses of like mechanics that might be neat, but I don't know enough about them.
The Legend of Zelda Nuts and Bolts. Okay.
That was like a joke in a JonTron video like 15 years ago, and did it just become real?
I suppose.
Huh.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like what mechanics are returning from Breath of the Wild? Like how are things getting adjusted, right? It's like you're reusing the same map, but how much of it is changed?
Yeah.
You know, you're costing $70 now for a Majora's Mask sequel that took longer developed than every previous Zelda game ever, including Breath of the Wild.
Did it take longer than Breath of the Wild? Because Breath of the Wild was in like basic development since like before the Wii U.
Yeah, I mean, like just between right, Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild, this has been a longer gap.
Wow.
Because like, what's the time frame between Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild, right?
Skyward Sword 2011 or 2012, one of the two.
And Breath of the Wild came out in 2017, right?
Okay,
so that was 6 years, right? Breath of the Wild was 2017, and then it's been 2018, 2019, right? 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. So that's like 6 years.
As well, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know.
Although, yeah, and I mean, between Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild, we also were getting a lot of like little or smaller Zelda stuff.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
We got a lot of 3DS stuff.
Which we haven't gotten any of that. All we've gotten in terms of Zelda stuff was like a remake.
Was Link's Awakening, which is a pretty ambitious remake, but still.
It's not that ambitious. They just redid the graphics.
Well, they redid a lot of the gameplay to make it not.
Well, first off, the game is very, very short, and second off, it's very, very simple, and third off,
it's being $60 is bullshit.
It's $60, and it's also like they didn't actually change anything.
Yeah,
like gameplay.
Well, they made it.
I mean, it plays a lot better, but you know, they didn't change any of the level structure. They didn't redesign it, is what I mean.
Yeah. It's like Ocarina of Time 3D, where you can't really go back to the original because they did the thing where you don't have to open up the menu to use more items.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like them fixing the menus makes the game so much better. But yeah, but this, it's like,
hey, by the way, did you hear? This is going to be costing average AAA price in Japan. It's only $70 in the US.
That's pretty shitty.
That's totally on Nintendo of America.
Yeah, I mean, if I remember correctly, Splatoon 3 is actually cheaper in Japan than it is in the rest of the world. Like in Splatoon 3, it was like only, I want to say either $40 or $50 comparably.
That's kind of weird, actually, because I feel like Splatoon 3 was an easier sell in Japan. Because like everyone's gonna freaking buy it anyway. So they could have made that $70 and everyone would have bought it anyway.
Yeah.
That sucks for Zelda, because this will sell gangbusters, this new Zelda game.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no reason for this to cost $70 on your 7-year-old console.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, because to me, all I see still is a Majora's Mask style sequel that instead of taking 9 months to develop, took 6 years to develop.
Yeah.
Right?
Which, hey, Majora's Mask is really good. So this could end up surprising me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I mean, this isn't going to be bad. It's a first-party Nintendo game. Like, they got some quality control.
But they are charging $10 more for it than what the original release was.
I just have gotten nothing out of these trailers aside from kind of having like a dark tone, and that's neat. But other than that, like, give me a vertical slice.
Yeah, it just looks like Breath of the Wild again, but with a few new mechanics. And so, but they're not actually talking about those mechanics and what they mean. So it's like, oh, he has a homing bow.
What does that do?
A homing arrow. It's like, okay. It's like, oh, he can grind around rails. It's like, that's okay. I could effectively do that. Like, you can throw things better now. It's like, you've got new stasis powers and you can make cars. And I'm like, okay.
Just give me like 20 minutes of someone screwing around with these mechanics. Like, that's all I want, and I could be sold on this game.
It just feels weird, right, with the marketing this game to be the way it is when it's only 3 months from launch.
Yeah, did we not get like a full-on...
Like,
we'll probably get a full-on direct,
comparison,
right?
like Breath of the Wild 1 had an entire E3 dedicated to it, where the only thing they do was show gameplay of Breath of the Wild for an entire E3. Mm-hmm. You know?
I hope this gets its own direct before the game comes out. Then I'm just dropping on it.
It probably will.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm honestly just not really impressed by the trailer.
It looks like Breath of the Wild again. Which, Breath of the Wild's great, but I'm not that excited to play a sequel of it, especially for $70.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same, honestly. I'm just like, like, if I want to play Breath of the Wild again, it's been long enough that I can just do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and I could buy the DLC that I never got.
Yeah, I didn't even buy the DLC for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll probably get it.
I don't want to pay. I'll get it used at GameStop in 5 years.
I mean, I bought Ratchet and Clank for $70, and it was not worth $70. So, yeah.
Hey,
I mean, I bought a hat in TF2 for like $140. So.
Oh yeah, that's the baseline.
Yeah.
All right.
Bobbity bop.
Now that's the direct.
Yeah, that was the direct. I liked it.
Direct. It was good.
Yeah.
Even if the most exciting part was probably remasters.
Yeah, but we got Metroid Prime finally.
Finally.
Yeah.
So Prime 2 eventually happens, and they're not just like, only Prime's getting remastered to go away.
Say they wouldn't give us Prime Trilogy for $60, so they'll sell us each one individually for $40 because that looks like a good price.
For how freaking nice they look, $40 is totally fair, honestly. Yeah.
So they are effectively selling us Prime Trilogy for $120.
It's
provided they actually do the remasters for 2 and 3.
Yeah. 3 is a weird one because that's one that's so reliant on gyro controls, but also they got Skyward Sword remastered, so I guess they can do anything.
They got Skyward Sword, they got Mario Galaxy. Yeah. They can do it.
They can.
The gyro is better in the Switch than it is in the fucking Wii.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, it's not like they got rid of the gyro controls. You can easily work. You can rework it. If you're remaking it from the ground up, you can rework it.
It would be so nice to play Prime 3 and not have my wrist hurt after an hour, by the way. Because that gave me just to point it the entire time. It hurts.
Yeah. Anyway.
I've never played Prime 2 somehow.
That's like the best one.
I've never played it because I never got it on GameCube or anything.
I thought you owned it.
No, I only had Prime 1 and 3.
You can play it on Dolphin right now. So
I could, but
yeah,
it's going to be hard going back to after how nice this remaster looks.
They got stuff for it.
I know, yeah, there's Prime Project.
Anywho's. Yeah, that was a cool direct. It was fun talking about it. I'm tired now, and my voice is Thor. So, that's about it. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.